Hello, cinephiles, and welcome back to Silver Screen Sips. Happy New Year, and welcome to 2023. In case you forgot about us, this is a podcast where three idiots talk about movies. And today, apart from diving into the tragedy that is the Jurassic World franchise, I lost it.
Rip.
Oh, he almost had it.
I had a transition there, and it just whoop.
We're all disasters here, much like this trilogy anyway. So,
Just like the new year, we're off to a bad start.
We want to also give you a reminder that there are spoilers ahead for movies and TV shows that you may not have seen yet, so just know that you've been warned. We're going to jump into our sponsor segment, brought to you today by Beth.
Hi. So yes, we would like to take a brief moment to thank our sponsor of today's episode, as well as just the sponsor of this podcast, Shaker and Spoon. It is a monthly subscription service that gives you bar quality recipes and ingredients designed by award-winning mixologists. If you'd like your very own subscription, then head over to shakerandspoon.com and use our promo code SIPS10 to get $10 off your first subscription. Again, that is promo code SIPS10, SIPS 10 to get $10 off. Now, everyone wish Isaiah a happy birthday.
happy birthday!
How old are you now?
I am 25.
You're not supposed to say.
Ow.
They're gonna dox you now.
Great.
So everyone wish him a happy birthday. Go egg his house, toilet
And don't
paper, whatever
His
you
social
need to
security
do.
number is
You can just bleep that out.
all right.
This episode's going to come out a
anyways.
week after my birthday anyway, though.
Yeah, his birthday was a week ago. It was the day after New Year's Day. So that's January 2nd. Lewis, what do we got on our agenda here today?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll see you guys.
See ya.
That's the end.
No, but we're going to start the year off right with everyone's favorite segment. This week in Hollywood, in not so serious news, our boy, Nicolas fucking Cage, has stated that he wants to start a musical saying, I think I'd make a good Pontius Pilate in Jesus Christ Superstar.
Pontius.
Pontius.
I thought you grew up Catholic. You disgrace.
Well, see, I went through all the appropriate stages of Catholic,
Denial.
First communion.
Guilt.
No.
Sorry.
Baptism, first
Questioning
communion.
sexuality.
Exactly. Baptism, first communion, confirmation, questioning sexuality, atheism.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
Anyways, we just lost all of our Catholic viewers.
I think we gained all of our Catholic viewers just now.
Yes.
Anyway, while Cage hasn't yet taken on a musical, he has imbued his performances with all kinds of inspirations from other art forms.
Yeah. I don't want to see that.
I don't either.
So you guys all remember Solo, right? A Star Wars movie.
No, I don't.
Right, because we try to forget. So the director behind the spin-off film, Ron Howard, stated the only discussion that I'm aware of about a sequel for Solo is coming from the fans at this point. I don't think it's a Lucasfilm priority as I understand it. This has upset some fans due to the tease in the post-credit scene of a potential returning villain. Now, if you've watched it, you know who we're talking about. However, Ron Howard stated, never say never. So we'll see. I really doubt that they'll come out with a Solo sequel. What are they going to call it? Duo? Anyways, Isaiah.
Now, Marvel has announced that a Stan Lee documentary is coming to Disney+. The company revealed that this would have been Stan Lee's 100th birthday. It's been a whole 5 years since the loss of the legend, but Marvel plans to celebrate the late comic book writer by premiering a documentary sometime this year.
I'll watch it, probably, maybe. I don't know.
Most likely.
As much as I don't want to support Disney+, I do want to support Stan Lee.
Right? A beautiful national treasure. Since we're on the topic of dino movies, there's a new film on the horizon that has nothing to do with the Jurassic franchise. Adam Driver is set to star in a new high-concept idea from A Quiet Place originators Scott Beck and Brian Woods. The film is titled 65 and is about a catastrophic crash on an unknown planet in which pilot Mills, Adam Driver, quickly discovers he's actually stranded on Earth 65 million years ago. People are excited to see a new dino movie that isn't part of the Spielberg franchise are looking forward to seeing a new perspective. The film will premiere in theaters March 10th.
It was kind of wild.
I watched the trailer and I don't know how I feel about it.
It's not going to be like the greatest movie of all time, but I think it will deliver on what it is. It's an action sci-fi dinosaur movie.
Yeah. And it's a big enough one. It's the only other dinosaur movie I can think of other than Jurassic Park. So it's made it already. You know what I mean?
No, I can think of another.
Velocipaster.
Nice.
You got me there. All right. Well, you knew we were going to have to talk about it. Avatar 2.
Yes.
The Way of Water.
Yes.
Has officially surpassed $1 billion at the global box office, making it the second highest grossing film of 2022, which is that
insane.
I mean, it came out in the last month, so that's fucking insane.
As of recording, it's only been out 18 days.
Didn't it also break a record for like quickest to hit $1 billion by like making it in 14 days?
Yeah.
Right now, the film is sitting at roughly $1.4 billion in revenue, and it's only climbing from there. Domestically, Way of Water surpassed its 2009 predecessor in opening weekend, raking in $134 million over Avatar's $77 million. However, Way of Water still has a lot of catching up to do. The first movie had more consistency in sales and reaped the benefits of multiple theatrical re-releases. Because of this, it was able to earn $2.9 billion globally, whereas the sequel will ultimately need to gross approximately $2 billion just to break even. But I have a feeling they'll do that because they're already almost there, and it's only been fucking 18 days at the time of this recording, at least.
Also, there's not actually any major releases for the next 2 months, basically. The next major release in theaters is going to be Ant-Man in February. So
and
basically,
I feel like no one's fucking talking about that.
Yeah. So basically, Avatar has the next 2 months to do whatever the hell it wants. It will dominate the box office. It will probably be the only movie selling.
Oh, yeah. Isaiah, why don't you tell us a little bit about the situation with Jeremy Renner?
Yes. So, Jeremy Renner, best known for his role as Hawkeye, has been critically injured in a snow plowing accident. Sources state that the actor is in critical but stable condition. I believe as of today, he was in the ICU, and he had just gone out of intensive surgery after he had lost lots of blood from his leg after the snowplow had turned over and ran it over.
Yeah.
The exact location of the accident has not been disclosed, but signs point to it taking place near the home Renner owns in Nevada. The area dealt with heavy snowfall on Saturday night.
Yeah, I heard the latest update. Yeah, he got out of surgery. He also had like an impact to the chest, I think, but I don't think that was as critical of a injury as the leg was. Another detail I found out was that the neighbor put like a tourniquet on his leg or something.
Yeah, the neighbor happened to be a doctor, so that probably saved his life.
Oh yeah, for sure. What a freak accident. I don't even understand how that happens.
Speaking of which, another person died from a snowmobile accident, I believe a few days ago. Ken Block?
Yes, the rally car.
The rally car driver? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. Don't go outside, guys.
Yeah, don't go outside. No.
Simple as that.
So, in terms of Jeremy Renner, I actually, right when we got on, like to get ready to record, I had opened my Instagram and I saw IGN share a post from Mr. Renner saying, "Thank you all for your kind words. I'm too pissed up now to type, but I send love to you all."
Aw, thanks, Jared.
And that was probably in like the last hour or so that he posted it.
Well, our prayers go out to Jeremy and
Damar Hamlin.
And also Ken Block. And that concludes This Week in Hollywood. You can find all of our sources cited in our Discord channel. And now on to Big Lou's Big Brews. What do you got for us
Hell
today,
yeah, brother.
Louise?
I have a cocktail known as Jurassic World.
Wow. No, nobody? Okay. No, it's over now.
The moment's passed.
Yeah. All right. What's this drink?
So it's brought to you by our favorite boy, the Tipsy Bartender.
Oh, hell yeah.
So all of you Jurassic World movie lovers out there need to check out this Jurassic World cocktail. This wild Jurassic Park or world, whatever, cocktail combines Jägermeister,
Nope.
bourbon simple syrup.
That's a thing?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing either. Lime Jello, lemon juice, vodka, sour apple pucker, lemon lime,
Fuck is this?
lemon lime soda, and heavy whipping cream, and is garnished with pineapple leaves for some extra Jurassic tropical cocktail goodness. I'm very shocked at that. Those are the ingredients, but I'm about to share a picture of this
Monstrosity.
amalgamation.
Yeah, what the fuck? You named like every ingredient in my fridge.
This
Oh.
definitely was I need to make something. The movie's coming out. What do I got in my fridge? Let me throw it together.
Okay, I don't think it was bourbon. I don't think it was bourbon simple syrup. I think it was meant to be bourbon, simple syrup.
I was gonna say I did not know bourbon simple syrup was even a thing.
It's a very specific distinction.
Let me Google and see if
I
that is.
did, and old fashioned came up, like the bitters for it. So that I don't think it exists. So
Yeah, so to make this cocktail, you have your 1 ounce of Jägermeister. God. Half ounce of brown sugar and bourbon simple syrup. So it is a bourbon simple syrup.
Okay.
2 ounces of lime jello, 1 ounce of vodka, half an ounce of sour apple pucker, a splash of lemon lime soda, and 1 ounce of heavy whipping cream. You can also add green food coloring and pineapple leaves. You're going to fill a tall glass with ice and pour in your Jägermeister, add your simple syrup, fill a shaking glass with lime jello and lemon juice, shake well, add your vodka, your sour apple pucker, and your lemon lime soda to the green mix and drop it in the serving glass. In a shaking glass, combine heavy whipping cream and lime jello powder, drop in a few drops of green food coloring and stir well. Use your pineapple leaves to garnish the main glass and spoon in some of the whipping cream mixture on the top.
Oh, thanks. That'll help.
Drink responsibly.
No thanks. I'll take my Budweiser Zero.
Ew. First off, but okay, so it's beer, which is disgusting, and then non-alcoholic beer is even more disgusting.
Yeah, out of all of the beers to be non-alcoholic, why Bud?
I don't know.
Now, is that the entire recipe, Lewis?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Isaiah, would you like to go first? Or Lewis?
It is
anyone who wants to shit on this.
I 0 out of 5. I got nothing to say.
Yeah.
Here's something I'm going to add just for the sake of understanding what's going on in this amalgamation. I just scrolled up and I saw here that there is a mention of the flavor and the strength. Flavor, apple.
No. That's it.
Strength, medium.
What's I need a comparison. Like medium is compared to what?
4 Horsemen, strong.
Is extra high. Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay, so other medium strength drinks: the $3 hooker shot, an absinthe Red Bull.
Nope.
Adult chocolate milk. What are these fucking things?
Baby, let's go.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to all that later, but apparently, according to Tipsy Bartender, on their scale, it is a medium strength drink. Being that it's Jägermeister and vodka in a drink, I want to say this is probably something that'll put your normal people on their ass.
Yeah, I'm also going to give this a 0 out of 5. Nothing about this sounds appetizing. I mean, if maybe if
like the movie.
Yeah. I mean, maybe
that
was the last one?
No, what was there was a drink that we talked about. Oh, it was for Planet of the Apes.
Oh yeah.
Was it the apes? It just looked
it was like all green or something. Yeah.
Oh, the apes or some shit.
Yeah, that's
that
what this
was rough.
Something like that. It looks like I'm about to drink a bush.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the plant sticking out the top. That just looks weird. Like it's like, how do you like? I understand the purpose of garnishes but usually people keep the garnish in. But I feel like this just gets in the fucking way. It's not like
poke your eye out.
Yeah, it's yeah. You go to like drink it, you just stick it in your eye. Yeah, I think it gets a 0 out of 5. What about you, Lewis? Do you have a?
We're gonna go 0 out of 5 across the board.
Damn.
Okay, wow. Well, that's great. Starting off the new year right.
Hell yeah, brother.
You know what's funny is that we keep on saying that, but the first episode of the new year
already came out. I know. Just for people who don't understand how our timeline works, we record a week before we actually post it. So we talk about things that have happened so long ago. So like New Year's has been a thing of the past at this point, but to us it's fresh. All right. Well, that was short and sweet, but not at all because it was disgusting. 0 out of 5 across all borders. I want someone to try this. I don't know who, not one of us, that's for sure, but one of you guys. I want you guys to try this and tell us how it is because it sounds disgusting, but there's got to be a maniac out there that enjoys torturing themselves. So let us know. Well, thank you, Lewis, for your drink.
You're welcome.
I hope next week's is not so disgusting, if possible. Now, I have my question of the day.
Oh, okay.
You have a what?
A world's lived?
Yeah. I have my question of the day. Of course, we have finished the D&D segment, unfortunately. I enjoyed that. That was fun. If you guys want us to do that again, let us know.
Yes,
because
my dice and my board are getting very dusty.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know about you two, but
yeah, I had fun.
If you guys want to see more D&D, we'll be posting a poll on social media, so be sure to check that out. So today we're going to do our trivia game. Now, this is not about Jurassic World, but about the Jurassic Park franchise. So the past 3 episodes has all come down to this. All right, so I hope you guys paid attention for Jurassic Park trilogy because this is all about those. So as always, you guys have your buzzers, and welcome to Jurassic Park trivia. I am your host, Bethany, and I have with me the lovely Isaiah and Lewis. Of course, I need to hear your buzzer noises so that I can know who's buzzing in first.
Can you put mine as
Rawr.
So, what are your buzzer noises?
That is one big pile of shit.
And Isaiah, your
Rawr.
yes.
Okay, so let's start off with our first question. Again, there are 3 questions. The first person 5 questions. First person to get 3 correct wins. Gentlemen, are you ready?
No.
Okay, great. So let's start off with a difficult one. Hammond, our boy, is forced to get experts to certify his park as safe after a worker is killed by what dinosaur? Is it A, Pterodon, B, T-Rex, C, Raptor, or D, Triceratops?
That is one big pile of shit.
Lewis.
The raptor.
Correct. Good job. While the raptor is being transferred to a holding pen, she manages to pull an unfortunate worker inside despite the other guards' efforts to subdue her with their shock prods. Now, a little bit of an easier one. What DNA is used to fill in the missing dinosaur genomes?
Rawr.
Isaiah.
It's a frog.
Correct. Hammond reveals that the dinosaurs were created by a team of genetic scientists through cloning, a process that uses preserved ancient DNA from mosquitoes, with DNA from frogs being used to fill in the missing genomes. Okay, it's 1-1. Now, next question. What theory does mathematician Ian Malcolm use to predict the collapse of the park?
That is one big pile of
Rawr.
shit.
Oh,
Ooh, I heard Lewis first.
Chaos theory, since that's what he specializes in.
Correct. 2 for Lewis, 1 for Isaiah. Isaiah, you need 2. Lewis, you need 1. How much screen time do the dinosaurs get in the first Jurassic Park? Is it A, 21 minutes, B, 27 minutes, C, 9 minutes, or D, 15 minutes?
Rawr.
Isaiah.
15?
Correct. Good job. Yeah.
Wow.
9 minutes of the animatronics and 6 minutes of the CGI.
Nice.
Okay, it's 2-2. This is the tiebreaker. Holy shit. Down.
With the sickness?
Sure. That was so fucking dumb. Okay, since I didn't know that this was based off a book, who wrote the Jurassic Park book?
Rawr.
Isaiah.
Mr. Michael Crichton.
Correct. Good job. Isaiah won.
Boy. Oh my god, a win, finally!
You get nothing.
I'd like to thank my mom.
I would like to thank the Academy.
You win the fucking cocktail.
Oh god. Blue, you want the win? I'll hand it to you.
Well, thank you guys for entertaining me for 5 minutes. Isaiah,
Sorry.
did I scare you? What'd you guess? Evil Dead.
They just dropped the teaser trailer.
I'm watching this right now.
Derailed.
Nice. The music sounds good.
That was dope.
Okay. Lewis. Isaiah.
Yes.
What's your fucking name? Isaiah.
Whoops.
What do you have? Do you have anything fun for this film to tell us?
Yes.
Anything interesting?
do.
How was this movie made besides 90% CGI?
And featuring Mario.
There's actually one animatronic in this movie.
One?
You were correct. Everything else is CGI, but there is one animatronic. There's one dinosaur that's an animatronic.
I know, and I can tell what it is.
Which one?
I forgot which one it is, but it's
It was. I'm pretty sure it was the fuck.
Yeah.
Was it not a Stegosaurus, Brontosaurus or whatever? One of the long-necked fuckers.
Yes.
Oh, the one that's
like dying.
Pratt's.
Yeah, that one's the animatronic.
Yeah.
Wait, so all the rest are not animatronic?
Yeah. So all the dinosaurs except for the one that he touches is are all CGI.
I have seen snippets though where it's like the head is like not a mask but like a model. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Like if he has to like touch it, they obviously have like a plastic head or something for him to be able to like have the feeling of know where his hand's gonna be. That is there, but like to have an actual animatronic, it was just that one.
That's so dumb. Okay. Anyways, that's besides the point.
Yes. Let's get back to the timeline order. Now,
yes.
Steven Spielberg devised a story idea for the fourth film in 2001 while in production for Jurassic Park 3.
Okay.
So he was thinking about ideas. In 2002, William Monahan was hired to write a script based on one of those ideas, with the release date set for like 2005. Early aspects of the plot included dinosaurs escaping to the mainland and an army of genetically modified dinosaur human mercenaries.
What a sentence.
Yes, I just said that sentence. And the concept art was actually created, and they look terrifying. They look like Lovecraftian creatures of some sort.
Do you have a photo?
I do have a photo. Actually, I have an entire there.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god! That's terrifying.
They look terrible. As in, like, they look scary. All right, it's not good.
Oh, that's gonna give me nightmares. That first photo alone. Oh, that gave me
like
actual chills.
That's like some Callisto Protocol shit.
That's some like Until Dawn shit.
Yes. Also, just to let you guys know, some of the concept art has, like, I think if you go to image 7, which I will provide a link in Discord so you guys can look at it yourself.
Yes, please check this out. This is so freaking creepy.
They're supposed to be like 17 feet tall, by the way.
Oh, I see. Next to the person.
Yeah, they are huge.
Ew, I don't like it.
Now,
Ew.
I would love to see this as like a horror movie because this would be pretty cool.
Yes.
But as a Jurassic Park movie, it would not have gone well.
No, it would have been too much horror and not enough like sci-fi.
Yeah. So, a lot of the ideas that they would bounce back to Steven Spielberg, the reason that I'll get into is he couldn't find a right balance between the sci-fi and the action adventure, and they kept on leaning too hard on the sci-fi sometimes, which is how we ended up with this like concept. However, Sam Neill and Richard Attenborough were set to reprise their character roles, no matter what the situation was. And while Keira Knightley was in talks for 2 separate roles in the script that was written at the time, because she had just gotten out. This was around the time that they had just were finishing up Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Now, for the season 2 Parks and Recreation's 2009 DVD special features, Chris Pratt made a behind-the-scenes video, which can be found on YouTube, in which he talks about how he was told by the Parks and Rec crew to film behind-the-scenes videos. In said video, he pretends he gets a fake text from Steven Spielberg talking about his role in Jurassic Park 4, which then later he became the lead role in Jurassic Park 4.
So he
predicted his
unironically predicted.
role,
yeah. That's amazing. That's like Tom Holland, but like on a whole new level.
Yes, he predicted the future because this is 2009. So obviously at the time, he was not in the in the casting director's mind or anything like that, because they weren't even beyond the script writing sections. Speaking of which, the script was rewritten multiple times and had, I think it was like 6 different scripts after they kept on throwing out ideas. However, the final one that they ended up using had kept the 3 core concepts that were kind of brought back from the original, which was a fully operational park, a dinosaur that escapes and threatens the guests, and a man who develops a relationship with velociraptors, with the final script being only written actually in only a couple weeks in the end. I would say that the script kind of it's came out pretty well for a script that ran out that they basically wrote in a couple weeks, because we know a few movies that were written in a couple weeks and
You mean Halloween?
yeah, like one of those. Now,
So you're telling me they wrote this script on a cocktail napkin one night, and then they were just like, let's go.
probably
They were drinking too many of the Jurassic World cocktails.
Now, see, everybody else was drinking actual spirits and beer. And then you had this one guy on the crew who was drinking the Natty Light, like 0 or something.
He's like, you're not a great at, dude. I'll tell you.
No, but see, he's drinking Natty Light 0 and he's slurring like he's drunk.
Yeah, that's the best part.
placeboed himself.
Yeah.
Now, due to the many scripts, different roles were written, obviously. So there's a lot of different ideas of who would play what at the time, depending on the script they had at the time. However, a veteran who had a relationship with the Velociraptors was a core concept except through all the scripts, and therefore they had always had different ideas of who would play that person. Two people they thought were great for it were John Krasinski and Josh Brolin.
I could see John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. Yeah.
Only because of The Quiet Place, like after seeing, and like Jack Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, this
seeing
is
him in more. This is peak Office time, though, isn't it?
yes, like so when they're coming up with this idea and when they're thinking of John Krasinski is around the time of The Office. It had just ended. He was not the superstar that he was now. This was just like after the Office had ended. So it's just weird that like The Office and they were going to go with John Krasinski from The Office, right? And then they ended up going Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
And then Josh Brolin, when they considered him, it was around the time that he was doing Avengers. And so he couldn't do it because he was, still in Avengers.
I think Josh Brolin would have been almost too like
Military man.
I don't know. Like I could see him being like the antagonist in a Jurassic movie, but not the protagonist.
Yeah, because the original, one of the concepts for this script that happened before the final one that they did, Chris Pratt's character was supposed to be like Vincent D'Onofrio's character of being pro using the Velociraptors for the military.
Mm-hmm.
So if they had gone that direction, Josh Brolin would have probably been the better choice. But because the writers, the ones who wrote the very last script, they decided no, we're going to change his way of thinking, as in he's pro animal.
Mm.
Therefore, making Josh Brolin probably not the best person, and Chris Pratt being the better choice.
I see.
So director Colin Trevorrow stated that all the brands that were in for product placement in the movie, because there's a lot of product placement. We saw you, Lexus.
No, it was Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
It was Mercedes. Damn, I always get those two confused. Anyway, yeah, Mercedes. Well, they all were aware that, and they were told that, hey, your guys' like storefronts are going to get destroyed. Are you okay with that? And they're like, yeah, we're down for it.
Respect.
Now, some parts of Jurassic World were filmed in an abandoned Six Flags in New Orleans, which was used for other movies as well. They built basically the entire front area that is seen in like the park area of the movie. They built that basically in Six Flags, so they kind of made their own main street in it.
That's cool.
While other places included they basically were filming in Hawaii for the island shots and stuff like that.
Of course.
And then some scenes were filmed inside a NASA rocket assembly complex.
Okay.
Dope.
Yeah.
It was also part of the control room because the control room was basically a combination of like NASA's control room and a few other places. But basically they're like, yeah, this is what it's going to look like for the control room. And they dialed it up to 11.
Oh, yeah.
Now, according to Trevorrow, the T-Rex that fights the Indominus Rex at the end of the movie is the same T-Rex from the original film, stating she's a little older and she's angry.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the details on the T-Rex have the scars of the original 3 Velociraptors that attacked her in the first movie.
Sick.
Mama Rex.
And for our final fact, we're going to talk about the famous Margarita Man meme.
Bro, that guy looked like Stan Lee to me the first time I saw the movie.
You thought that, right? However, it is American musician Jimmy Buffett.
It's Jimmy Buffett?
It is American musician Jimmy Buffett, and he's the famous Margarita Man meme, and which is the reason they probably did that, and is a possible reference to his most famous song, Margaritaville.
Wait, what are you talking about?
There's a scene where a guy, when the pterodons are attacking the resort, where a man runs away with 2 margaritas in his hands. It's a very quick scene.
Oh, yeah, I literally just watched it. I didn't even notice that. That is so funny.
I thought it was Stan Lee the first time I watched the movie. I was like, is that Stan Lee?
Yeah, I'm watching it slowed down. Yeah, it's definitely Jimmy Buffett. That's so. that is a cool little cameo. I like it.
It's just like, I hope that was on purpose. They said, hey man, your famous song Margaritaville, we're gonna have you run away with 2 margaritas. And those are all my facts for today.
Those have got to be some of my favorite ones thus far. Good job.
Jimmy Buffett's the best one.
Yeah. Top tier.
Top tier Isaiah fact.
Thank you.
All right. Let's break this down, shall we?
Yeah.
Who would like to go first?
Gotta pull up my notes.
Lewis, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? Who wants to take the reins?
I'll go.
All right.
I'm going to start off by shitting on the Raptor Rex Pterodon mix, whatever the fuck that thing was.
Oh, what?
Yes.
The thing that almost bites Chris Pratt. The little pterodon one that looks like it has like the head of a T-Rex.
It's like a T-Rex head and then a pterodactyl body. It's really weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna shit on that for a second. That was just.
Is that an actual dinosaur? Or is that one of their like genetically modified ones?
That was their genetic modifications.
Sorry, it looks dumb.
That's really my point. Is that I just thought, like, I understand that you guys were, they're referencing again that they've been doing a lot of genetic splicing and all that shit, but like that kind of just seemed pointless.
It looked photoshopped. It didn't even look like it was. What's the
I'm
word?
gonna need a picture because I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
I'm sending a photo right now.
There's a scene where Chris Pratt gets knocked down.
A lot.
I feel like I know what
you
you're
see
talking
like
about,
two
but...
of them. There's like 2 of them in the film that you actually see because there's the one that attacks Pratt and then whatever the girl's name is, she like rifle butts it and then shoots it.
Yeah, here.
And then the second one.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those I don't know. I don't know what those are.
They're called Dimorphodon. I just found them on Jurassic Wiki.
I think those are real.
No, they're not.
No, they're not real.
Jurassic World Wiki. So it's definitely made up.
Yeah. They were the second one. I think was the one that got shot down by the Merc when they're in the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah,
it looks so bad.
And this is like a better concept art of it too, because like in the film, the head is even bigger. There's no neck. It just fucking awkward.
It's comically unproportionate.
Yeah, it's just I'm gonna shit on that first. I will. I don't know if it's just me. I feel like the pacing changed often.
Yes.
And it was annoying. And yeah, so the pacing changing often was annoying to me. The other things that I found just interesting, or I guess unique to this iteration of a Jurassic Park film. I think the idea of the Indominus Rex was kind of, very cool. They've reached the point that they alluded to in the first film. Like, you guys are playing God and now you're going to start doing things that you shouldn't, which is genetically modifying and creating a fucking weapon, or a hyper intelligent reptile that can kill anything in its path, which I thought was a cool concept. I don't know if the execution was the best. But other than that, I liked the many references and homages to the original Jurassic Park. I feel like the parents getting a divorce had no relevance to the entire film.
That was so out of left field. That made no sense.
No, it's like
we need a reason for these parents to ship off their children to see their aunt. Let's have a divorce, but then never really talk about it.
Yeah, like you have like 2 scenes where it's talked about. It's like what a terrible last family breakfast, and then little man crying because he thinks his parents are going to or because he knows his parents are getting divorced.
It was such a tonal whiplash of just being look at all this, the sci-fi stuff is going on, and then suddenly they're divorce lawyers. Oh, okay.
Yeah, very, very off-putting.
Yeah, and I get that they tried to fit it in there as like a character arc for the older brother.
There's no need,
Yeah.
You could have had the same character arc and just taken out the divorce part and just been like, I'm here for you. Because he had the plot point of like, oh, I'm going away to college soon. He could have just been like, but I'll still be there for you. Like that, you didn't have to at all include this divorce shit.
Yeah. Here's another thing I thought was kind of stupid. Barry's role throughout the film Like he's introduced first as like, obviously Owen's partner.
Yeah.
And training the animals and taking care of them. And then he proceeds to occasionally chime in, we have a problem, or like chime in on other things. And then when they're hunting the Indominus and he just hides in the log and almost gets eaten by Blue. And then he's done in the film until the very end. Like, what was the point of that character arc there?
That's the thing. There was no character arc. He was just there.
He existed.
Yeah, he was just there for the plot. And even then, he wasn't necessary, just like the divorce plot.
Yeah, exactly. I just felt bad because they actually could have gone somewhere with some of the scenes they featured him in.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the last scene they featured him in before the ending, where they're just like, he's going to hide in a log and be like, Blue, don't eat me or I'm going to shoot. And then Chris Pratt whistles and Blue chases him. Like, what? So yeah. Overall, in terms of like, I guess visual entertainment, I would say it's like a 3.
But
like the sci-fi,
I'm waiting for a butt.
What was I saying? Sci-fi and the explosions and the action and all that shit. But then as like an actual film, like if I was to critique it, I would give it slightly less than a 3, not a 2.5, more like a 2.75. But I'm going to settle on 2.5 since Isaiah doesn't like decimals to begin with. And that's just my opinion, really. I feel like it's an enjoyable film to watch, but like as a story, it's not that great.
Yeah,
not executed as well as it could be. And there's a lot of things they could have just removed that would have improved it significantly.
Okay, that's a fair.
It's fair.
I do not disagree with anything you said. So, Isaiah, do you want to go or do you want me to go before you?
I feel like you guys are gonna not agree with me on a few things, so I'm gonna let you go first.
I'm excited.
Okay. So let me pull up my notes as well, actually, because I wrote them on my phone. Usually I write them physically, but they're on my phone today. So I'm going to start off with what I actually thought was done well in this movie. It's not a lot, so I'm going to start off with that.
It's not a lot.
It is a big portion of the film, though. So I will say that much. I think the concept of I don't know the correct term, so don't make fun of me because I'm about to fuck this up.
I'm about to make fun of her.
Corporalization. Is that a word?
Not a word. That is not a word.
Corporatization.
No. She had. Wait, what are you referring to exactly?
Corporatizing.
Nope.
Okay.
Corporalization.
I know what you're going for, but those are not words.
Are you trying to say corporatization?
The corporatization. That doesn't even sound like a word. Corporalization sounds like a word.
No, so actually what I thought you were initially trying to say was corporeal.
No.
I think is how you pronounce it, but that's not the word you're looking for. So it's corporatization.
Corporatization. Okay. So the corporatization of like Jurassic World and like the concept of it being this, I mean, like I know it's not new. Obviously, in the previous trilogy, they had this idea for a theme park, but we never got to really see it fleshed out like we do in this one. I think they did that very well. And the way they took on like big corporate heads having a say in everything and how everything's done. And like even down to like the nitty gritty with like all the merchandise and the rides and the shows.
Investors, profits.
Yeah, it's done so accurately and so well that it's believable. Like I'm like, yeah, I could see this being a real fucking thing. Because if you think about it, especially like with the show where the kids are sitting and watching the fucking mosasaur in the water.
Yeah.
That's like SeaWorld. It's literally SeaWorld. So they did it very well where it's realistic enough and believable enough.
Except without the abuse. But
well, let's not get into that one. So I think that was executed well.
I would agree.
I also, guilty admission here, I did enjoy watching the pterodactyls pick off an entire crowd. It was fun to watch.
Yes. Yes.
Totally don't sound like a psychopath.
Can't deny it was entertaining. They did that part well.
Mm-hmm.
There were some parts, and also now knowing that Jimmy Buffett's in that scene, it makes it even better. That's about it. That's pretty much all the good stuff. But like I said, it's a big part of the story. So it has a heavier weight than one might think. There's a lot of little, I wouldn't say they're nitpicky, but there are a lot of negative parts of this film. However, they're not as heavily weighed as the positives. So you'll see, you'll find out.
I'll find out.
Yes.
Oh, I find
I think the biggest con of this film was the heavy reliance on CGI. Now that I know that there was only one full animatronic in the entire movie, blows my mind, because there was a lot of scenes where I was like, oh, that might be an animatronic, but I can't quite tell. Now that I know that one for a fact was full animatronic. You can just tell. But the others I was unsure about. So the fact that now I've had it confirmed, just these, and of course the previous Jurassic Park movies used CGI when needed, right? I understand that it's necessary sometimes when you have like complicated action scenes that require a lot of movement and detail. I understand you can't do that with animatronics sometimes. But like, if you're going to do CGI, do it right. You know, it's been how many years since the third movie? 15 years since the previous one?
22.
Right? 22
Oh, wait, no,
years?
sorry, 22 years from the original, but...
Oh, no, I meant from 3 to 4.
Oh, I think it's 15.
Okay, 15 years, practically. You'd think with that much advancement in CGI, they could get a fucking bird right. Because and I say bird because literally in the opening shot, the first visual we see is a bird, and it looks like shit. It's like the fakest looking bird I've ever seen. And it's more fake looking than all of the fucking dinosaurs in the movie. It's like, come on, people, if you're going to do it right. So yeah, that was a big one for me. Also, Isaiah, in Halloween, I think you talked about this, but the mom, Karen,
yeah,
you're right. She plays every fucking mother in every movie.
Her name is also Karen in this movie too.
Yes. It's such a generic, she's just a generic mom in every fucking film. I was laughing when I saw I forgot she was in it. I was like, oh, I have to write that down because that's hilarious. Also, I love how like in the middle of everyone just dying around them, Chris Pratt just decides he needs to kiss the female character in the middle of a crisis.
Gotta have it. Wouldn't be a movie without it.
Gotta have my Kylo Ren and Rey moment. Am I right?
You had to remind me.
I know. That's exactly what it was. It was two characters that didn't need to have chemistry and could have just been a powerful duo had to kiss. Which I understand they set up with like the date and everything, but like you don't need to have them be together. You could just have them be a powerful duo. Like in the original Jurassic Park, you have Ellie and what's the guy's name? Dr. Grant. They're just a powerful duo.
I thought they were married.
Nope.
No, she was married to the Navy guy, remember?
What?
Yeah, she's got kids with the Navy dude. Remember, she calls the whole Navy like army, and I was like, how the fuck does she do that?
Oh, you mean the State Department dude?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Also, that was the third movie. Also, she wasn't married to him in the first movie. She was his boyfriend, a girlfriend. My bad.
She was his boyfriend.
Yes.
But like you barely can tell. Like they
but that's
never.
Like, the whole point wasn't the focus on that, which is probably why the first movie was better.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I just thought that was another stupid thing. In the scene when the pterodactyls start to rain down on the crowd.
Yeah.
It just suddenly changes to like first person view with like whip pans and quick zoom ins on the action and stuff, where it's almost like Cloverfield, like kind of filming. And it just felt very out of place because then it would cut right back to this out like third person view again, where it's like slow pan. It's like it was weird. I didn't like it.
So you have like the what, if I'm getting this right, you have like the close-ups on like people like Jimmy Buffett and like the other people who are running, stampeding, kind of getting whipped around the shops and shit. And then all of a sudden it goes to the third person view where you have Zara being picked up and thrown to the mosasaur.
Yes. Or like there's a shot where like a pterodactyl or something flies into the top of a building and it just like quickly pan whips to it and like zooms in like it's like a fucking newscaster holding the camera and like, oh my God, look at the action.
Yeah.
It just felt very like, it almost felt like I was watching like an Avengers movie because they do that a lot. And like the first Avengers, they did that a lot.
Yeah.
But that makes sense. This just felt weird for some reason because
Kathleen Kennedy's stamp is getting all over this place.
yeah, yes, she's getting her grimy paws on it. So yeah, that was just another weird thing. And then lastly, this is actually last, the dinosaur battle at the end. I have a 50-50 opinion because like, yeah, it's a cool fight. Who doesn't love dinosaur fights? It's the Deus Ex Machina at the end with the Mosasaur that just pops out of water and is like, don't worry, guys. I've done literally nothing for this story, but I'm going to come out and finish him off for you.
Yeah. The only allusion to it was the young kid being like, we need more teeth.
Yeah. And it was like, oh, the T-Rex, that makes sense. No, it's the Mosasaur or whatever the fuck.
I disagree because it was well placed in the movie that it existed because there's a scene. It's the main tank of the area, so it's established like spatially. It is shown that it is hungry all the damn time, so it eats a shark and splashes everybody. So they establish that it's freaking huge and there. It then eats that other lady, and all it did was just because people were falling into the thing and ate freaking a pterodactyl. So
I'm not saying it
was out of place.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying it's very convenient.
But yeah, it sure was convenient, but it just made sense for what was happening because it was always there. The thing ended up getting pushed towards the pen that it was in, and it was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna take a bite out of that.
I guess. I just feel like they could have finished it off without him in there. And I think it would have been a little more satisfying because it would have been like, oh, the T-Rex and the Raptor, just the two of them, not this new guy.
I don't think it would have been able to do it because the T-Rex and the Raptor, they're not as powerful. The whole point is that this thing is like it's supposed to be a T-Rex 2.0. And for it to get defeated by the regular T-Rex, I don't think it would have been. That would have been like, I don't know if I could believe that.
It was essentially a raptor the size of a T-Rex, maybe a little bit bigger. And then, all the other extra genetic stuff. Now, the only thing I would have maybe, like, I can kind of see both your points. Like, I agree on the one hand that, like, it's a convenient placement. They had this set up in a way. But at the same time, I feel like there could have been a different, maybe not a different way where for the T-Rex and the Raptor to kill it off, but like a different plan for them to lure it towards the Mosasaur.
Yeah.
If the middle ground for this would have been the Mosasaur jumps out, grabs its legs, and it gets stuck, and then the T-Rex like breaks its neck, and then it's like, yeah, I beat it, and then
sure,
the Mosasaur takes like its dead body.
Yeah.
But no, I think the middle ground could have been either what Isaiah said, or in some sense, like, you have some kind of way to bait the Indominus towards the pen, be it the Raptor, be it Pratt and Bryce's character. But they lure it towards there, or it like charges at them and it ends up running straight into the pen, kind of like how it got thrown into the pen and broke the fence, and that's how the Mosasaur was able to come over and eat it. So still similar ending, just different setup to how they got there. Would have been
I think I would have been okay with either of those instead of the actual one. I think it would have
the tag team.
I just think it would have bridged it a little bit, connected it a little bit smoother. But I understand. Now that Isaiah kind of made that point, I guess it's not as big of a flaw as the other things I stated, but it was just something where I was like, yeah, of course, the guy pops out and finishes him off. But I mean, overall, even though I feel like I shit on this a lot, I did give it a 3 out of 5. So
interesting.
Not as bad as the other Jurassic Park movies. The first one obviously is top. But I still gave it a 3 out of 5 just because it was definitely enjoyable. And given the bad rep that I've heard of the next two, I think it deserves a better rating. So I gave it 3 out of 5.
One last thing I will chime in before Isaiah starts is that essentially when Blue runs back into the fight, it's like, oh my God, it's Bernie Sanders with a steel chair.
Oh God. Man, you broke him on that one.
And that's the meme for the episode.
It's Bernie Sanders as a Velociraptor. All right, well, let's get into my notes here. So
Yes, let's hear it.
what was your score?
Beth said 3. I was at like a 2.75. I might change it to a 3. I'm undecided. I would like to hear what you have to say though.
Let's see. All right,
I mean, I looked at your letterbox, so I have an idea.
Yes. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Now, I enjoy this one. It's obviously not as good as the first one. The first one, I think, is I gave it a 5 out of 5. But I think as a sequel reboot, whatever the hell Hollywood is trying to make nowadays, it did a good job. It is obviously a rehash of the original idea, but they kind of told you that's what it was going to be, as in like we're doing John Hammond's original like vision, but we're going to get it right. So going into it kind of just made sense of like, oh, okay, that's what they did. And so I think they correctly adapted, as you said earlier, about how the idea of a park being like, oh, it's SeaWorld, I'm watching this giant animal eat, like, works. And they did a very good job of world building it to where this is accepted, this makes sense, this is an actual theme park. And I think that the plot of, we need to, the more corporate vision of we need to make more money, the dinosaurs, nobody cares about that dinosaurs exist anymore because it's been 20 years that we know that happens. We have to make something that's going to bring people in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a good plot thing because they could have just been like, oh, we're going to make the park again. And then it falls apart.
No, I agree. I think that was done very well.
Yeah, it's just been a rehash of the first one. But I think the adaptation to a modern look at of like reality.
Bigger and better.
Yeah. I do like the idea that they don't fully show the Indominus Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as you slowly learn about the Indominus, right? He's hidden. Is it she? I think she's hidden in the woods in her pen. You don't ever see her, and then every time something happens, you only see her feet, you only see her head, you only see bits and part of her, until she actually shows up and is like, "I'm about to mess stuff up," and then she starts eating people. So, I like that idea because like it wasn't going to show everything at once. It wasn't going to just, "Hi guys, here it is. Now here's what we want to do with the rest of the movie." So I like the build up. I did think. Now, I'm 50-50 on the CGI. I thought the CGI was good at some points and it was bad at others. Now, the 2 points that I think are very specific on the CGI being very bad is what you mentioned before about the bird. The bird was kind of like, what the hell? That's jarring. And the second one was when it was with, ironically, the animatronic. When Chris Pratt is with the animatronic and he's like petting the dinosaur. He's like, oh my God. And then they look out and they see that the Dominus is hunting for sport and just killed a bunch of other dinosaurs. The CGI on that, you can tell the dinosaurs just weren't in the shot because it didn't match up. The lighting on them was weird, and I swear to you, I don't know if it's just me, but when you put something that doesn't exist into a frame that's moving, so like the shot is moving, right? If you put something in that frame that doesn't exist, and you're like trying to shove it into a spot, it has to stay in that specific spot. But when you don't render it correctly or you don't visually keep it in the same spot, it kind of jitters a little bit. So there'll be so like frame by frame, right? If the shot is going up, the dinosaur will stay a frame lower than where it needs to be until it stops moving, and then it'll be like a frame behind on the movement. That's what I swear to you happened to all of them.
See, I would have to rewatch that scene with the what dinosaur was it again?
All I know is if you watch the scene where where Chris Pratt says the line, "Oh, she's hunting for sport," as the camera moves up, you will notice that the dinosaurs do not look like they're in the shot.
Yeah, that's the scene I need to rewatch because I didn't quite catch that because again, I had to watch part of it on my phone and that diminished a lot of the quality, so I wasn't really able to catch things like that towards the second half. But like the first half alone, I was able to tell that the CGI was off at certain parts.
Now, I think the tongue-in-cheek humor here and there wasn't as jarring as it usually is, for like say Star Wars or Marvel movies. When they were being comedic, it made sense within like the tone and like section of the movie that they were in. So I was like, okay, it's not that bad. So I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was like the jokes landed a bit. They weren't meant to be extremely hilarious, but obviously, still like some brevity in it. And I was like, okay.
Mhm.
But overall, I enjoyed the movie. I think it's pretty good. I think it's a good modernization of the movie. So like the next generation watching this is going to thoroughly enjoy it, as the previous generation when they watched Jurassic Park. So, and then it all goes downhill from here.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that one as well, Isaiah.
Also, can we change the today's drink from whatever that god awful thing that you found, Lou, to margaritas?
Yeah, we can change to margarita.
Change to margarita.
Yes.
Classic margarita.
Can you explain to me how to make a margarita? Because I actually don't know how to make margarita.
How long of that margarita song can I put without us getting copyrighted or demonetized?
It's a very famous song, so I would say like not even half a second.
Yeah, 0.025.
Okay, and I'll add it literally at the end of the episode for like a half a second.
I bet you play the first note and we'll get the monetized.
Yeah.
So if you didn't actually have like legit margarita mix to make said margaritas, I'm going to tell you the home recipe
Big Brews Part 2.
really quick. Are we going to keep the other drink in here?
Yes.
Or-
No, I was just making a joke about like, can we change the official drink because it's so awful?
Yeah, right.
So to make apparently this is the perfect margarita recipe. It is a literal 3-to-1 ratio. So that's 3 parts tequila, 2 parts triple sec, and 1 part freshly squeezed lime juice. You can also do it as a 4-3-2, add a little bit more, but in either case, you're going to need a high quality tequila, preferably a 100% agave tequila. Agave what tequila? High quality triple sec. That could be something like Cointreau, or Cointreau is actually how it's pronounced, I believe. Your freshly squeezed lime juice, with additional lime slices for garnish. I'm having a stroke. And you can use a coarse salt to rim the glass. You can use lime juice on the rim of your glass to have the salt stick. That's a fun trick I learned, in case you don't have like a simple syrup or something like that to dip it in. And yeah.
Whoa! I'm officially changing that to our drink.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening, and welcome to 2023, even though it's been like 2 weeks. Remember to follow us on social media at Silver Screen Sips for any and all updates on episodes, memes, and whatever else you can think of under the sun. You can also find us on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Audible, and Google Podcasts. Also, shout out to our UK listeners.
Hey.
I was looking at our analytics, and it just honestly is like really, I don't know. I always really enjoy seeing our podcast reaching out to like other countries outside the US. It makes me feel warm inside. Thank you everyone though for sticking around a whole fucking year almost. When is our like 1 year anniversary? Do we know? I have it in our calendar. Hold on. Oh, yes, February 7th is our 1 year anniversary, guys. That's crazy.
That's wild.
You guys we have almost made it 1 full year. So thank you for that, I guess.
Wow.
Anyways, you can also send us your movie suggestions by emailing us at silverscreensips@gmail.com. We do have a listeners episode coming up shortly in just a few weeks. So be sure to send in your submissions now so that we can pick our films to watch and review. And we will see you guys in the next episode. We're going to dive into Jurassic World 2 Fallen Kingdom.
Hell yeah, brother.
Anyways, cue half a second of Margaritaville. Bye.
It's just going to end on that.
Cue demonetization.